Your company's been very prolific in the GM field product.
Yes.
And obviously you believe in it strongly.
Very strong, yeah.
Why is there such an antipathy and such an outburst against it?
I think it all goes about, it really all goes about the education, I think if people can come and sit down, and have a talk, and really understand what does it mean if you talk about biotechnology and GM, I think there will be a better understanding, and as soon as there's a better understanding, I think there will be a pretty much more adoption. When people understand that it's not Frankenstein food. As a matter of fact, it's actually safe, and there goes a lot of rigorous testing in it. There's very strict laws, acts that's in place to control this whole biotechnology and biotechnology production of food. And I think when people will sit down and listen, and just see what's the bigger picture, they will understand it better.
Where are you finding the biggest resistance? Coming from the farming community itself, or government, or what?
At this stage, it all goes, to say it, the most support we get is from the farming communities. And then I'm talking at all levels, from subsistence farmers to the highest and biggest commercial farmers. They want these technologies because they can see the advantages that it brings. With the increase of production, you get a better quality of product. The biggest, as a matter of fact, the government at this stage is also quite supportive of these technologies. And the reason for that is they can see the advantage it brings to the whole economy and the whole production of food security in South Africa. The biggest resistance we get is actually, as a matter of fact, if you look at non-farming communities, the persons that maybe never went hungry in their life, possibly.
Now we have an aspirant black community coming through as a farming community. Now, along with that goes education, surely. How committed is Monsanto to the education of the aspirant farmer?
Yeah, so we are quite committed into this because we believe, to improve these farmers, the aspirant new farmers, the subsistence farmers and the new farmers coming into the market, education is one of the biggest concerns. And we try as a company, to on different levels, with engaging with government and with different stakeholders, do an information transfer to these farmers and empowering them to become good, successful food producers.
I asked that question with a bit of a devious background to come after it on that one. Many of the black farmers I've spoken to have complained that lip service is paid to teaching them about these things, and nobody ever gets hands-on and talks to them. Now, I can understand where they're coming from, and to help you a bit to make it fair, this question, many of those farms are in remote areas, which means an awful lot of travelling for you.
Yeah.
But that's the only way you're going to get around it, isn't it?
So we have quite a different, like I said, we engage on the different levels with different organisations, specifically addressing this issue, because there was a lot of projects going on where bodies will come in, or contractors will come in, and they will farm for these farmers, and that's giving the guy a fish and not learning him how to fish. And that's why we are engaging. Specifically, if I can mention a few, Grain is a Jafada, a Boothly Academy, where it's hands-on training. And we try also, as far as possible, to what we call to have farmers' days, where we have in-field training, where the farmers can come to us and then engage with us, and then where we can transfer these technologies of this information regarding these technologies and innovations.
Before we went on to camera, we were talking about precision farming. What do you actually mean by precision farming? Because that seems to be one of your pet projects.
Yes, so companies like Monsanto and all different, if you look at different agricultural companies at this stage, we have realized that with the technology we have available at this stage, and with the genetic pools available, there will be another contributing factor in producing more, for a hungry growing population. It's all about agronomics, and what it's about is doing the right thing at the right place at the right time, and it's all about an integrated approach to farming and grain production. And this is where farming starts becoming cool, because this is where you start using remote sensing. You start using remote imagery, GPS, start to use it telecommunication. And of course, the big buzzword today is big data, where you can actually, on field, as you harvest, it builds up for you a database. Next year, when you go and plant there, this data can be compiled again and make a prescription for you to do the right thing at the right time at the right place then.
So it seems that's the route that you're trying to push the commercial farmers into.
So commercial, but I think later on this can also be applied at the subsistence or small scale level as well. It's independent on the size. It's all knowing. It's knowing the soil and knowing what to do, the right thing to do on that soil.
A bit of a loaded question now to finish off with. How do you see the future in South Africa for your company?
Well, we see the future in South Africa. I think we heard it today. South Africa is the gateway to Africa, and for a company like Monsanto, we would like to stay engaged in agriculture and the development of agriculture in South Africa, and through bringing technologies and innovation, we see a very bright future for agriculture in South Africa and in the rest of Africa. So for a company, we are 100% committed in helping farmers in South Africa, helping farmers in Africa to produce more, with using less resources. And at the end of the day, our main aim will be to improve lives of the people.